You want to be in my video? Okay, hello, my name is Gabby and welcome to my channel. And today I thought we would do two things for my first video. First thing I thought we could do is a quick Booktube Newbie Tag. And then we'll dive into my March TBR. This tag was originally created by Brenda C, and I thought that we would do this tag today since it is my first video and this is what people seem to do when they join Booktube. So the first question is, why did you start this channel? And I have a really simple answer for this, but I just started this channel because I love reading and I love to talk about books. The next question is, what fun and unique things can you bring to Booktube? So I really love the typical Booktube videos, so I don't really have anything unique that I want to do right now. Maybe I'll have some ideas in the future, but for right now I think I'm just going to stick to like TBRs, vlogs, wrap-ups, things like that. So the third question is, what are you most excited for about this new channel? So my answer to this question is very similar to my answer to the first question, and that's just I love reading and I love stories and I'm excited to talk about it. I'm also doing a lot of things I've never done before at the moment, such as Instagram and this channel, and I'm excited to learn and figure it all out. The fourth question is, why do you love reading? I love the feeling of falling in love with different characters and worlds, and you could say that for TV shows and movies as well, and although I do enjoy those things a lot, reading just gives me this feeling that I don't even know how to describe. I just love doing it. The next question is, what book or series got you into reading? So the book series that got me into reading is the Maximum Ride series by James Patterson. So a couple years after I finished that series, I went into about a 2-year reading slump my junior and senior year of high school, and the book that brought me out of that is Renegades by Marissa Meyer, and that really jump-started how I read now. The sixth question is, what questions would you want to ask your favorite YouTubers? I really only have one question for this, and I just want to know what they wish they knew when they first started their channel. Okay, the next question is, what challenges do you think starting a Booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? So I think the biggest challenge I'm going to face is balancing doing this channel and going to college and doing schoolwork and actually still finding time to read. But there's also learning just how to be comfortable in front of a camera and also editing, which I've never done before. So the next question is, when did you start reading? And I started reading mostly in middle school with the Maximum Ride series. But at the time, my friends and I were also obsessed with like the Divergent trilogy, and I think The Fault in Our Stars was coming out around that time as well. But when I was really younger, my mom and I used to read books like the Judy B. Jones series and the Magic Tree House together. But that was when I was really young. The next question is, where do you read? And I either read on the couch in the living room or in my bed. So the last question is, what kind of books do you like to read? So I read a lot of YA, some adult, and also poetry, and like manga, graphic novels, and comic books. You want to say hi? This is Smokey. He's a very sweet kitty. Say hi. Okay, so that is the end of the tag, and now we're going to start on my March TBR. So my TBR shelf has gotten very overcrowded recently, and to help me get some of those books off my TBR, I've been doing themed months for my reading. So for example, January was sci-fi themed and February was apocalypse themed. So the main goal of this is to just get books off my TBR shelf, and I want this to be a very chill thing. So if I mess up and I put a book in my TBR that doesn't really go with the theme, it's okay. I'm not gonna take it out. I'm not gonna stop reading it. I'm just gonna laugh it off and keep going. Also, just because I said a theme doesn't mean I'm not gonna add like little books to the side that have nothing to do with the theme. Or if I finish my TBR early in the month, I'll just add some random books at the end. So for example, during Sci-Fi Month, I also read the first volume of the Girl from the Other Side manga, which has nothing to do with sci-fi, but it was just a nice quick read in the middle of books to help break up all the sci-fi. So random books like that probably won't show up in these types of videos, but they will show up in my wrap-ups at the end of the month. If I have a sequel to a book series that comes out in a month and it has nothing to do with the theme, I'm probably still going to read it in that month. It honestly is going to depend on how much I like the series. That being said, the theme for this month is magic. And that can include anything from warlocks, witches, wizards, magicians, magic powers, magic beings, magic systems, elements, really anything in that area. And the order I present these books, it's in alphabetical order and not in the order that they are going to be read this month. So the first book on my TBR is An Unkindness of Magicians by Kat Howard. This book takes place in New York City, and there's an unseen world of magicians, and the cover is gorgeous. It's a fantasy revenge thriller. So the revenge thriller part of this book really excites me, and I'm hoping that means we get some morally gray characters, and I love those, and I'm really hoping for good things from this. So the next book on my TBR is Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. So this book takes place in a magical land where the monarchy has stricken all the magicians and all the magic away. This book has been on my TBR for so long, and I just haven't gotten around to reading it yet. And this book has gathered a lot of praise and love around the community, and I'm honestly kind of ashamed I haven't read it yet. I'm expecting such good things from it, and I'm very excited. So my next book is Lord of Shadows by Cassandra Clare. This is book 2 of the Dark Artifices trilogy. I binge read this series over the summer. I got to right here and I honestly just needed a little break from it. But it's been a couple months now and I feel like I'm ready to dive back in. Especially since Chain of Gold is coming out this month and I really want to get to it. I still have this, Tales from the Shadow Market, Queen of Air and Darkness, Red Scrolls of Magic. Is that it? Oh, that's it. Okay. Before I let myself read Chain of Gold. Those other books I'm probably not going to get read this month because they're all very long and my TBR here is pretty big for March. But we'll see how it goes. The next book is Onyx and Ivory by Mindy Arnett. I got this book off a book outlet a really long time ago and I thought it sounded really interesting, and I'm pretty sure the main character has some sort of magical animal ability, and that's really all I know, and I'm excited to get to it. And hopefully it turns out good. So the next book is Serpent and Dove by Shelby Mahiran. I am so excited to read this book. This book has gathered so much love and so much hype, but also so much hate. And I'm so excited to see what side I fall on because I feel like this is a series I can really love. As for plot-wise, I know there's witches and an enemies to lovers romance, and I can't wait. The next book is Sorcery Thorns by Margaret Rogerson. Okay, so I've seen a lot of people talking about this book and I still don't really have a good idea what it's about. But I do know it involves like sorcery and magic and libraries, and I'm excited to really just figure out what this book is. So the next book is The Storm Crow by Caitlin Josephson. So the magic system in this book sounds wild. It has elemental crows and I'm just really curious to see how that's gonna go and how it all works. And hopefully I'm gonna have a fun time because it sounds like a fun ride. So the next book is The Demon King by Cinda Williams Chima. So a while ago I bought Flamecaster by this author, not understanding that it was part of this universe. I don't know if it's, I forget if it's a spin-off or a continuation. I'm really not sure. But before I read that, I'm going to be reading this series. So as far as plot goes, it doesn't really matter because I'm going to read all 4 books anyway just to get the Flamecaster. I know it has wizards in it, so it matches the month, and I'm excited. Hopefully some good things come from this series because if they don't, I'm going to have a long journey to get to Flamecaster. So the next book is The Last Magician by Lisa Maxwell. I don't really have a lot to say about this book, but I know it has to do with magicians and thievery, which again I'm hoping that means we get some morally gray characters. And honestly, I don't really need much more to pick up a book. I really think I'm going to like this book, and that makes me really happy. Like, I just have a good feeling about it. Okay, so the last book on my March TBR is Truth Witch by Susan Dennard. I really want to like this series. The world and the magic system sound really fun and cool. I just have really high hopes for it, and if it lets me down, I'm going to be so disappointed and sad. So hopefully that doesn't happen. So those are the 9 books I plan to read during March. So a lot of these books are really long, but I do have spring break this month, so I think I can do it. We'll see how it goes. I may be in for some long nights, I don't know. As to what's to come on this channel, I'm going to do a what I've read so far this year. And that I'm aiming for the beginning of March, like really in the beginning of March, for that to go up. We'll see. Other than the wrap up, I want to do vlogs this month. I don't really know the details of those yet, but I'm really excited to do it. So they should be coming. Along with vlogs, I also want to do like top 10 favorites list. I'm not sure what that list is going to be yet, or when that's going to be up either, but it should be coming. So that is the end of this video. Let me know down below what you're excited to be reading during March. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you all here next time.